we have some people who wanted to come up and speak. And our first one is the Lady Mayor herself, Jules Follett.
So, back in 2017, we were in this room celebrating the life of Joe Hibbs. Today we celebrate a miracle and give thanks to God for Dom's healing and blessed life. Dom, a couple nights ago, I watched the Sticks and Skins event at the Grammy Museum honoring Hal Blaine. You were the master of ceremonies. I then realized how many times you've been an MC for so many events in my life. The Sessions panel at 38 universities, 11 NAMM panels, our class of 80 in the cutting room, and Hal's Nashville event. We go way back, don't we? When Liberty DeVito and Hipster told me to contact you because you are drumming's global ambassador. You helped me get drummers for the book, you wrote the foreword, and after the book was finished, you joined me on over 30 TV and radio interviews. And it was a lot of fun, wasn't it? I want to thank Dom's family for sharing this wonderful man with us for so many years. Sure, I love you. Dom, I'm just so grateful to have helped me live my life, my blessed life. You truly are the wind beneath my wings. Oh, and by the way, you and your family are not going to Santa Monica in an Airbnb. You are going to the Waldorf Astoria, Pedregal in Cabo San Lucas.
I'm not a very good public speaker. I'm pretty shy, actually, for the most part. I'm honored to be invited to speak on behalf of my good friend Dom Famularo. It's pretty obvious by the faces in this room when I look around here. I'm amazed. One or two of you, yes, but as many incredibly talented people as I see are just so, it overwhelms me. And it just reminds me of how wonderful you've always been to me as a friend. When I've come to you and asked you for any type of help, it's always been like, it was an absolute inspiration when we finished talking. I always felt like I'd gone to confession. Father Dom, thank you very much. I wanted to thank Jules for the opportunity and the invitation. Down here on Earth, it's kind of back to the reality here that you've come through this, and we're so very, very happy that you're back with us and you're healthy and everything. And thank you for being there every time I've needed anything. You have all the energy and love for life that anyone could ever want, and it just pours out of you to everybody that comes within touch of you. And like I say, not a time has gone by where I couldn't call you and get a question answered somehow. You're the ultimate ambassador for communicating the skills it takes to be effective in this world of music, primarily from the drum chair, and look at everybody around here and everyone that you've affected. Although you probably wouldn't do a very good driving lesson, I'm thinking. I don't know. I've never been without a place to go to answer all my mysterious questions, as I'm repeating myself here. You've been a guru whose life often deals with challenges that are hard to overcome. I'm sure I can speak for everyone in here. We were all in fear when we learned of your condition, but somehow I think in the back of my mind and in my heart, I didn't think it was going to be any other way than the outcome that we have today. I love you very much, Dom. Thank you for being here. Thank you.
Okay, that took the wind out of my sails. I'd like to open by saying
it's a good thing there's not a whole lot of legendary musicians in this room, because that would be really disconcerting. So, for those of you that don't know me, which is probably all of you, my name is Frank Perry, and I've been Dom's handler for the past 13 years. I handle all of his social media, etc. So I've been living vicariously through Dom, and it's a hell of a life, I gotta say. So I have a little something I prepared. I want to thank Jules for asking me to do this yesterday. But as a great man once said, rehearsal is for cowards. To say Dom Famularo is a force of nature would be an understatement. He's about as subtle as a Sherman tank, driving through your living room on Christmas morning. He's a tidal wave of enthusiasm, a tornado of positivity, a hurricane of happiness. All of these qualities are evident in every aspect of his life, whether he's teaching a beginner, a seasoned pro, doing an online masterclass, an in-person masterclass, or just being a loving husband, father, and friend. Dom, your light shines through everyone who has crossed your path and shines even brighter now. We are all better people for having you in our lives and want to thank you for being there for us and letting us be there for you. I'm going to close with another quote from a great man. Make the most of life in its smallest increments, and then life, in the big scheme of things, will take care of itself. So as we go through our own personal journeys, remember to take the time to stop and smell the roses along the way. Marvel at your accomplishments. Celebrate the little milestones. Make every day special in some way. And learn to appreciate the now while you're on the path to a brighter tomorrow. Thank you, Dom, for everything. Thank you.
As some of you know, my name is David Siegel, and I just wanted to thank Juice Follett for inviting me to speak. You've been such a blessing, and so is Dom. I met Dom in the early 2000s at the Costa Drum Camp. To say it was an inflection point in my life would be an understatement. He inspired me to take the road less traveled. I went back to school for BA and Masters of Music, and I began to study with Dom. He helped me think outside of the box and improve my ability to hold my stick with my left hand, and the Moeller technique has helped myself and my students to this day. 10 years ago, this year, we started a nonprofit called Can Do Musos to help disabled musicians around the world. It was begun by also myself, Dom, Andrew Hewitt, Mike Mignona, and Joe Hardy a year later. And to date, we have 360 members from 36 countries. We like to be termed, and Dom came up with our motto, we are the global voice for disabled musicians. I have a quick story. I was going to Dom's house one day, and I've told this to some people, that the train was delayed. And so I had to switch one train to another and then take a bus. And I all of a sudden got on the wrong bus. And I was so furious because at COSA, I was always told to be early. And if I wasn't early, I was extremely mad. And Dom was on the other line, and I just lost it. I was like, Dom, I'm gonna be late. It's gonna be a while. And Dom said, relax. Just go over to the coffee shop, wait. I'll be there in 20 minutes to pick you up. That was Dom, a very calming force. Thank you, Dom, for helping all ships rise. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Denny Seiwell. What a pleasure. What an honor. My ambassador. Dom and I met 20 years ago, 2003, I think it was, up in Cape Breton, Nova Scotia. I almost said Yugoslavia. I'm a little nervous. Dom was the host of this drum festival with guys from all around the world. And he talked such a great game. He was the host. He joked. He made everybody feel comfortable, which was really an ideal thing. And then he started to play. He had me sold by just talking, but then he started to play. He played, it was ferocious. And he ended up triple pianissimo playing the most intense drum solo on his glasses. It was unbelievable. And we've been friends forever. He is Mr. Empowerment. Spread the good word. Tell people they can do it, man. You've helped so many people just by your love for life, your love for drumming. And I'm honored to be your friend, and I'm so happy that you are with us today. I love you so much, Dom.
He stole my line. You know, I need everybody here to understand you're the most loved drummer in the world. In the world. Everybody knows you. We all know you. We just love you. What you have done and what you're still doing is keeping us together. It's a love affair for drummers all over the world. Only thing that we ever wanted to do was to pray for you to make sure that you come on back. And I don't know if you want to play anymore, but please, we're all looking forward just to have you amongst us. You have brought us together, and the list is so long, it's more than people would know. But for me, on a personal note, never stop loving you for any reason, shape, form, or fashion. Because every time, no matter what, you've always been right there for me and for every drummer that I know that's in here. Every drummer that we all know, you've been there for us. And no matter what, the man upstairs made sure that you stayed with us. Thank you for just being Dom. We love you.
Peter, your head looks much better right now. Yes, so much better. My God. Why don't you come on up and talk to us? Come on, Peter. Peter Erskine. Ding dong.
Bernard, pretty. Hey, I would never want to be in the unenviable position of having to follow Bernard pretty, but I am honored to be up here tonight speaking to you. Now, I'll be honest. I didn't get Dom when I first met him. I didn't get the thing. So I'm doing this tour for Zildjian. The other Zildjian. And I fly from somewhere in Massachusetts to somewhere in Long Island. And this is Joe Ricci's Long Island Drum Center, right? Okay, so when I was a kid, I just want to give you some background. There was one thing I hated, and it was walking into a drum store where there were guys who were playing their sticks on the glass counter, you know, playing real fast and stuff. And so we fly, I'm doing this clinic tour, Long Island Drum Center, walk into the store, and there's a bunch of guys playing on the counter real fast with sticks. So I'm feeling a little bit out of my element and a little bit uncomfortable. And then they said, "Oh, you're going to be sharing the clinic tonight." I said, "Oh, that's a surprise. With who?" And they said, "With Dom." I said, "Oh, okay. Now, we're doing the clinic in a VFW hall." I don't know if you remember this. Festooned and decorated with Christmas tree lights from about 32 years prior. And half of the joint is servicing the veterans who were in the service and they're drinking. And then we're doing this drum clinic. And you very kindly came up and said, "Peter, let's do a duet." And you were promoting, it was double bass drum duets. I don't play double bass drum, you know. And I said, "No." So you were a good sport about it, and so the flight, the VFW hall, the guys with the sticks on the thing, the double bass drum duet. So I go to a phone booth. I have to call home. And I want to speak with my wife, and this was in the days of the MCI phone cards, and I can't get it to work. So I'm in this public phone booth and I'm getting really frustrated, and I finally get a guy who helps me, and so is this the number or something? And I go, "Uh-huh." And he goes, "Uh-huh, to you too, sir." And I'm like, son of a, you know. So now I'm incredibly, you know, rage-filled, toxic, and my wife answers the phone. And I tell her all my problems, which are very first world problems, but I'm just annoyed, this, that, and the other. And she says, "Calm down. Imagine that I'm just rubbing my hands above your head." She said, "Be grateful for his existence. Be grateful for Dom's existence." And you can see where I'm going. I'm so grateful for your existence. Dom, I can't imagine a more auspicious gathering of drummers, all lovely, beautiful people. You bring out the light and love. And, you know, I was thinking about it. What if Dale Carnegie, Buddha, and Louis Bellson all had a child. Maybe that would be your
We love you, Dom Famularo. Welcome back.
And sorry, Russ, you got to follow that. Russ Miller.
It's not the first time I've had to follow Peter. It never goes well. I just want to know. Certainly an honor to be up here. I got to tell you a few little stories about Dom. I met Dom, I can't tell you the year, early 80s. I was 13 years old. Dom was in his late 40s at the time. I'm joking. I was 13 years old, and he came to do a drum clinic in Canton, Ohio. I grew up in Canton, Ohio. My first drum clinic was Bernard Purdie, who's sitting right over here. And I had seen him literally 2 weeks before, and I saw Bernard play, and I went, well, if you got to be this good, what am I going to do? A couple weeks later, Dom shows up, and of course he's just fierce, doing his thing, and it's a great word for him. And I was, what is happening? I asked tons of questions, and he actually remembers it today. This day we've talked about it, but we've known each other a very, very long time. And one of the things about Dom that would always make me chuckle, it just seemed like no matter where I was at in the world, Dom was just there. And it could be anywhere. I'd be on tour in Madagascar, and they're like, do you know a guy named Dom Famularo? I'm like, no matter where I went, you were always just there. I mean, what an incredible work ethic, what an incredible drive and energy to do what you're doing. And the thing that really knocked me out about Dom was that I saw him creating a path that really didn't exist, right? I mean, no one was doing what Dom was doing these big clinic runs and gathering students and drawing people in, and we weren't doing that. I just got to get a gig. I just got to get a session, and then, if we did a clinic, great, it was a cool thing. But I saw him just creating a path that didn't even exist, and you just forged, man, and just created this incredible thing that has inspired, so many people. And I've told a lot of people, you see incredible drummers. There's so many in this room that have inspired all of us, and so many players around the world. But even the most recorded drummers with the most facility, the most sound and vibe that inspired people to play, that, I can't say that, you haven't equaled the greatest in the inspiration level of what you've done for drumming. I mean, you take someone like Steve Gadd, who, has inspired all of us so much, but what you've done globally for so long is certainly equal in a contribution to the drumming world, which is incredible. Over the years, we've done a lot of stuff together, which has been really fun. I can remember being in some crevice in China somewhere, and they had some guys playing, and they took all the notes. There was no notes left for me by the time I got out. So I'm like, forget it. I'm just going to take a pair of brushes and a snare drum, and I remember looking over in the corner, and I was the last one to play, but Dom and Alex Acuna would be standing in the corner, go, just revving you on, and supporting and inspiring like that is so incredible, what you've done. Coming up with a new way to inspire us, I'm not sure this was the way to do it, but I don't think But I gotta say, you have certainly forged yet a new way of inspiring our hearts and minds, Dom. And we're so happy that you're here. I mean, what a blessing you are, and your family, and thanks, Jules, for doing this. It's incredible. And for me to be up here looking at everybody's frightening. So I can only imagine what it means to your heart and mind to see everybody here. So I just want to thank you for all that we've done. I mean, some of the projects that we've done together, like you mentioned Joe Hibbs. I can't believe it was 2017 already that we put together that whole thing in Nashville. And then the Why Hunger thing that we did together, which has fed 800,000 people. An incredible. Dom was certainly at the forefront of that, making that happen, and drew me into it. I didn't have anything going on, so I was happy to do it. It was incredible.
You were busy.
I know. It was awesome. But anyway, again, back to the thing. You have again yet inspired us, Dom. And with how you've gotten through this, and the positivity and the joy, and hats off for forging yet another inspiration to everyone in this room and everyone that you know. So.
There's a saying, a quote from Abraham Lincoln that my dad told me, and I love it. It's fantastic. It's always bear in mind that your resolution to succeed is more important than any other thing. And with your positivity, you had that resolution, and thank God for that. Thank God for that. You fought this battle, and you won. And for having done that, all of us, and I know me, thank you very much for all of that effort and all of the perseverance that you put through, and you made it. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. All right, now. So I'm going to keep it short because I suck. But I asked a few people at Saban to send a few anecdotes, and most of them were all about, infectious smile, yards away, you just start feeling so good when you see Dom, bursts of energy, and one of them was just Nadine, when she said she first met you. She was so excited that she forgot to speak to you in English. And she was, and you're going, yes, oh, wonderful, yes. And then she thought, oh my God, I haven't been speaking to him in English. But you were perfectly fine with it. Didn't matter at all. Christian Koch, he said, my trip to visit Dom back in 2001 to take lessons for a week. Spend some time, experience his way of life, learning about his positive spirit to face all the situations and obstacles our daily life brings us. That changed my life. I remember his words, not exactly, but to the meaning of, it's up to you, how you start your day and face the day. I decided to make it positive, thankful, and happiness every single morning. When back from that trip, I stopped smoking. I eat better and more healthier. I can't ignore espresso and red wine. And remembering his words and behavior, you also gave me the confidence to join Sabian. So from Christian, thank you, Dom. And then I heard from Nort stories about things like being on the Great Wall of China with your hat, and then a delegation from Canada looks over and says, hey, what are you guys doing here? Who the hell's going to meet anybody in China with this throng of thousands of people on top of the Great Wall but you, right? They find you. They find you. How to eat snake in Guangzhou. Oh yeah, absolutely, we learned that one. And we learned that you can throw a chicken leg out the window and maybe not kill a dog when it eats it. Yeah. But now Peter Stairs had a good one, and I want to end my portion of it with Peter's. And you all were on a clinic tour. You were going across Canada, and you were doing a clinic that was in a larger room, kind of like a library, and the acoustics were really bad. So they were bouncing back and forth, and you were having a good time with it, though. You were enjoying it, and there was a class taking place next door, which no one knew about. And there was a teacher who came running in, and from the other room, and he's going, very officious, stick up the button. This kind of thing, and he said, how long will you be doing this? And without a beat, you answered, for the rest of my life. So perfect, Dom. Dom, I mean, how much more of an inspiration can you be? You really, around the world and deeply with people who share your passion, not only for what you do, but for you, man. Love you, buddy. Can you believe it? Dom wants to talk. Okay.
Well, while I have a quick moment of your attention, this is to say I am overwhelmed is a gross understatement. In fact, that the sneakiness of this team, of Jules and Scott and this family and the Sessions, to make this happen, it's really overwhelming. There was several times in this past year when a doctor comes in and looks at you and says you have stage 3 pancreatic cancer. I said, well, what does that mean? And he said, well, if you don't qualify for the operation, the Whipple operation, you've got 6 months. He said, if you qualify for the Whipple operation, you might have some years ahead of you. So then I had the discussion with my family, and there were many times when we finally decided to find the kind of surgeon that we could research at Memorial Sloan Kettering to do this Whipple operation, which is a 10-hour operation. And they go in there and they start ripping things out and they start shifting things and they move things around and they kind of replumb you back together, and everything's different, but it was a success. And one of the doctors came in afterwards, 10 days after the surgery, I'm in the hospital, and I had to kind of really learn how to walk again. It was really a stage of just, with the intensity of me moving at 110 miles an hour in my life to 10 and 15 countries a year, and then I have to figure out how to stand up and then move my legs. This is the low moment, where you start to realize, man, I'm not sure I can get through this. And the doctor then said to me, she goes, one of the reasons why you qualified for this operation, and she said to me on the side, some people don't make it through the Whipple operation. But when I realized what you did in your life, playing drums, cardiovascular workout, you were an athlete. And by being an athlete, I had the confidence that you could make through this year. And she said, she looked at me right in the eyes, she said, drumming saved your life. And when you think about that, drumming saved my life because of the preparation of how I was physically and the strength. Now, I've lost 50 pounds, and I'm going to work towards getting that back, and if not all of it, at least some of it. But what's amazing about it is that what we do as this family of musicians and the witness of all these phenomenal great players that have inspired me greatly in my life, and the fact that we have the potential of lifting people. And you do that already. You lift people to a different level. But I must say, you lifted me. And being dragged through the basement of hell, there were many times, I must tell you, as positive as I always tried to be in my life, and my two wonderful, blessed parents always taught us that, to be blessed and to be thankful for each breath that we take. In the course of that, there were moments of times where I said, I can't make this. I can't make this. I don't have it in me. I don't have it in me. And my wonderful wife, Charmaine, and Dominic, Jonathan, and Maxwell, and Juliana, and Aubrey, and Tess, they would all come to me, and intermittently they'd say, not yet. Not yet. There's more to do. And then in the incredible industry that we have, and getting the feedback, and people here, and people contacting me, text messages, and Instagram messages, and Facebook Messenger, and emails and stuff, which I could read them, but I couldn't respond back to them because I didn't have use of my hands. It was so emotional. And that's what we do in our instrument. We take, people ask me what I do for a living. I hold wood in my hands, I strike metal and plastic, and I make noise. And when they say, well, gee, you make noise, how do you make money? When we organize the noise. That's how we get paid, because that noise becomes a language, and that language reaches people in the depth of their soul. And because of that, through the challenges of what I was going through, music lifted me again. Music that are played by these great artists that are in the room, and all of you. And then recently I saw Gregg Bissonette doing a live drum channel performance, and I went on to it. I was just kind of dazed, but I went on to it to watch it. And I heard Gregg talking, and he's so freaking funny. He's so funny. And I'm laughing out loud at my computer by myself, still kind of in pain. And I'm going, this is what we do. So even today at the Sessions panel, we had this panel that Jules organized, and Scott was there, which is incredible. And by having Narda up there, and Jennifer, and Rhonda, and Robert up on this panel, and seeing the place filled up with people, and the message being given again to lift people. You have lifted me. I would not be here if it was not for all of you to lift me and give me that 4-letter word that is so powerful and sometimes not understood. The word is hope. The hope that tomorrow there's still a future, and we're going to make this happen. We have more to do. You know, when I walked in here, Dom was at about 1.98. Well, I'm a little past 2.0 right now because you've inspired me to push this harder. We're going to keep going. We're going to make this happen. Enjoy yourselves. Thank you so much. I love you all. My wife Charmaine has been my strength. Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Hey everybody, Russ Miller here. I just wanted to say how honored I am to be here tonight and to speak a little bit about Dom and our relationship, which is going on 40 years, I would say. And Dom, I just wanted to say what a blessing it is to have you here still. And we're looking forward to so many more years of your playing and inspiration, artistry, and of course, just who you are as a person. We're so thankful for you, and we're so thankful to the Lord that He left you here with us, and you're going to be with us for many, many, many more years. So God bless you, brother. I'm glad you're here, and I'm just honored to be here and see you again. So see you soon.
Hi, my name is Denny Seiwell. I'm here at this auspicious occasion to welcome back our dear friend Dom Famularo, our empowerment guru, our ambassador of goodwill to the drumming world at large. And we are so happy that Jules Follett and the Sessions people have made it possible for us to all come celebrate bringing Dom back with us. And what a thrill it is to see a guy that meant so much, or means so much to all of us drummers, professional, amateurs. His inspiration has really been above and beyond anything that anybody can compare to. So we are very, very blessed to have him with us, and I am blessed to be here with you all. Thank you.
Hey everybody, it's Gregg Bissonette. Dom, I just want to say a few words to you right now. I love you. That's 3 words. I love you, I love you, I love you. I'll never forget the first time I met you with Jerry Ricky, and you just captivated me. Your excitement, your enthusiasm for life, for drumming, for people. You have God's gift of playing and being an incredible human being, people person, a person that inspires us all. I'll never forget you playing on the Buddy Rich Memorial over in Long Island when you sat down and started playing with that big band. Oh man, so great. And I know Terry Bozzio's mentioned that he wouldn't be doing what he did around the world with the solo drum concerts if it were not for you. You've inspired us all so much, and you continue to inspire us, Dom. The Drum Together, when you said, man, I got this idea, wow, let's go. And you got Ringo to do it, you got 104, I think, drummers to do it. What an honor to be a part of that. I love you, Dom. I am so glad that our prayers have been answered, and you're doing great, and you're gonna be around to inspire us for many, 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 many more years. Love you very much.
Hello there. My name is Tony Braunagel. I'm kind of overwhelmed with all of the energy and emotion that was in this room tonight. All these incredible drummers that have been an inspiration to me all my life. And when those doors opened, when we were waiting for the main man to walk in, it was hard to hold back the tears. And to see him this morning on the panel, stand on that dais and speak for 2 hours and do the interviews and have the most cogent, smart, to the point, brilliant questions that were on the mark in every way was such an inspiration. I got lost in the fact that it was Dom Famularo, the man that I've known for 30-something years. Dom's always been an incredible inspiration to me. If he calls me on the phone or I call him on the phone or we see each other somewhere, it immediately turns into something that you can't forget. And he leaves me with something good every time I talk to him. I don't know what the world would be like without him, but all I know is that tonight I'm extremely happy because he's definitely here in full force. Thank you, Dom Famularo. Dom Famularo 2.0.
Give me a D. Give me. That was a D, wasn't it?
Oh, sorry, we got to start over again. Are you ready?
All right. All right.
Okay.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
Give me a D. Give me an O. Give me an M. Give me a 2. Give me an O. Dom. Dom, where would we be without you?
Unemployed. I can't do this. What are you doing? Did you do it? No, she didn't.
Yes, she did.
I did. Didn't you hear it? I can't, you guys. Come on. That was really good. Was it good? Was that a good cut? Does it look good?
No. See?
I don't want to do it.
No, leave it the way it is, right? Is it?
Just for seeing it.
Well, just for safety. Safety.
Okay, come on, let's go.
All right, okay. Now we got it down to a science. All right, here we go.
Just be aware that this mic's on.
Don't hit the mic.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Let's take a little step forward.
Tiny.
There we go. Okay, and set.
Dom, where would we be without you?
Unemployed.
Perfect. So glad to have you back. 2.0. I just am so happy that you get to continue your global domination.
Dom, what can I say, man? I prayed for you. I thought about you the whole time. You were constantly in my thoughts. You are my drum guru, my life guru, my positive saint that is always around me. Without you, man, like, I don't know. It makes this job so much more meaningful, being around you constantly, and we get to travel the world as we've gotten to travel the world with you. So
It's an honor.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dom.
Oh, and I recently became a papa, and I remember Big D, Lil Dom, talking about how amazing his father was, and it was an inspiration for me to try to live up to that, even just a little. I think something's going on behind us.
Somebody's playing games.
What's happening? We're out of here. We're out of here. Love you, Dom.